All right, today we're going to dive into something really important, but also something we almost never talk about when it comes to medicine. We're going beyond the usual stuff, dosages, side effects, to really get out why the perfect treatment can sometimes feel completely wrong. Have you ever had that feeling? You're prescribed a medicine and on paper it's the exact right choice, but something in your gut just feels off. It's a way more common feeling than you'd think. And today we're going to figure out why that happens. You know that off feeling? It's pointing to a huge truth. See, real healing isn't just about the right chemical hitting the right target in your body. It's about something much, much bigger. It's about compatibility. It's about finding what fits not just your illness, but your whole life. And that leads us straight to the core idea of today's explainer, pharmaceutical compatibility. This is a concept from the lifestyle apathy framework, and honestly, it challenges us to totally rethink what makes a treatment actually work. So what does that actually mean, pharmaceutical compatibility? It's pretty simple, really. It means for a treatment to truly work, it has to line up with you as a whole person, not just your body, but your mind, your day-to-day life, and even your deepest personal values. It's all about finding that true, holistic fit. When a treatment is compatible, it creates something the source material calls potential energy. Think of it like a perfectly tuned orchestra, right? All the parts are working together in harmony. That creates coherence, trust, and it just amplifies your body's ability to heal. But in incompatible treatment, that creates entropy. Now the orchestra is a mess. Every instrument is playing a different song. It creates conflict and mistrust, and it can literally sabotage the whole healing process. Okay, so how do we actually find this right fit? Well, the lifestyle apathy framework breaks it down for us into 4 key dimensions. And when you look at them all together, you get a complete holistic picture of what any treatment plan should look like. These are the 4 pillars: biological, psychological, lifestyle, and spiritual and ethical. A truly great treatment has to hit all 4 of these because they're all connected. So let's break them down one by one. First up, biological fit. Now, this is deeper than just, does it fight the symptom? This is about whether a medicine works with your body's natural flow, things like your sleep cycle, your digestion, instead of throwing them all out of whack and actually causing new problems. Next is psychological fit, and this one is huge. It's all about your mindset. Do you get what the treatment is doing? Do you have faith in the science behind it? In the doctor who gave it to you? That trust, it's an incredibly powerful part of the healing equation that we just don't talk about enough. Then we've got lifestyle fit, and this is just pure practicality, right? If a treatment means you have to totally blow up your daily life with some super complex schedule that clashes with your job or your family, what are the odds you're going to stick with it? A treatment that disrupts your life usually ends up being a treatment that gets forgotten. And finally, we have spiritual and ethical fit. This is the dimension that modern medicine so often just ignores. It asks a simple question. Does this treatment respect your core values, your religious beliefs, your ethics? A conflict here, as we're about to see in a second, can completely stop an otherwise perfect treatment in its tracks. Okay, so let's get practical. Let's look at a real example from the source material that shows exactly what happens when one of these dimensions gets ignored. So picture this. A patient gets a prescription for a really powerful, effective medicine. Biologically, it's a slam dunk, but they just won't take it. The doctor's baffled, the patient isn't getting better. So what is going on here? Turns out, the problem wasn't the medicine itself. It was the capsule it came in. The capsule was made from pork-derived gelatin, and that was a direct violation of the patient's religious faith. All of a sudden, this medicine wasn't a tool for healing anymore. It was a source of serious spiritual conflict. And this shows that whole entropy thing we were talking about perfectly. That one seemingly small incompatibility created this huge wave of disorder. Mistrust started to creep in, the harmony between the doctor and the patient just vanished, and the healing process completely stalled out. But the solution was so simple. They put the exact same medicine in a plant-based capsule. And just like that, everything changed. Trust was instantly back on the table. The patient started taking the medicine without hesitation, and because that full compatibility was finally there, the medicine could actually do its job. A tiny change unlocked a massive healing response. That story just shows you this isn't just some theory. It has real, powerful consequences. So the big question is, how can we actually apply this in our own lives? Well, here's a simple checklist to get you started. The first 4 questions you'll recognize. They're the dimensions we just covered. But that last one is really important too. Can you pair this treatment with other things you trust, like meditation or exercise, to build up your own resilience? Think of these questions as a way to start a real conversation with your doctor, to find a treatment that's a true fit for you. And this really brings us to the main takeaway of this whole explainer. We are so much more than just a list of symptoms, and this quote says it all. Healing works best when it honors every single part of who we are. So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. What if we shifted our focus? What if the most important question isn't what's in this pill, but how does this pill fit into my life? Making that simple shift could be the most powerful medicine there is, because it makes us an active partner in our own healing journey.